Hey guys, Miata Man here. Today we're looking at an 07 MX-5, and this MX-5 has been leaking a little bit while it's been sitting in the rain, and I think part of the reason why it's happening is this gap that we have here. It's enough to create wind noise and enough also, if there's a lot of rain, at the right angle to leak water right in. So if I push down on this, you can see it moves quite a bit. I'll open the door to show you a little bit more here. Hang on a sec. So we've got a source of water, wind noise, and also there's the potential for this to rattle as well. So that's what the problem is, I think, right there. So to adjust that, we need to do some things on the inside of the car, and I'm going to show you what we need to do. Now, on the earlier cars, this is quite a simple procedure because the latch is different, but on these NC Miatas, or third gen or Mark IIIs, whatever you want to call them, we've got this type of a latch assembly here. So it's a single latch in the center, and there is an adjuster in there, but you have to do a few things to get to it first, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So the first thing you need to do is remove two screws. There's one here on this side and another one on the opposite side as well, and those screws are quite hard to get out and they're quite small. So I'll quickly bring you down here where you can see it. There we go. That's the head of it. It's I used a Phillips number 2 screwdriver on that. And all that stuff on the threads is actually Loctite. When these things were new, they put Loctite on there. So you have to be very careful how you get these out. They're going to require a fair bit of force to get them to turn. And you want to be able to turn them without stripping the heads on them. So make sure you've got a fresh screwdriver or a fresh screwdriver bit, and apply a fair bit of force to it so that when you turn it, you're not going to slip. Okay? So there we go. That's a good view of the holes that they go in. So there's one on each side. Take those out first. Next, undo this spring by pulling it down. Let me just get that for you. As you can see, it hooks onto that little rod there. There we go. So now we've got the spring off the rod. There's a channel at the end of it where it hooks onto it, okay? Now, it got dark all of a sudden outside because it's starting to pour rain, but it's that's what we need to do there. Now, the next thing is this little snap ring here. I've already got it loose, but you need snap ring pliers to get that off, okay? And that holds this rod in place. So you take that off, and once that's off, you can push this rod through the other side, like that. And I'll give you a close-up of that. Okay, and be careful not to lose any of these parts, because it's not going to be good if you do. Okay, now that's off, we can reach in here, and we just slide this little plastic thing off. That's the little cover. And now we're getting to the thing that we wanted to get to adjust this. So that's this part here. And if we turn it clockwise, it makes that a shorter distance, and that will tighten up the latch of the top. So it's pretty loose right now. So I'm actually gonna give it one more turn, because this top's old and it's stretched, and so that things are loose now. So we're gonna do that. You can see what we got left. I'm going to reassemble this without clicking everything back in, and I'm going to go back outside and then see how it latches up and make sure that it's not too tight. So now that we've got that there, we've got the hole is going to line up with these holes. So it's going to be like that. Squeeze these two together and put the cap back on here. This is tricky with one hand. Very tricky with one hand, actually. There we go. So you might have to sort of play with this a little bit just to get it to do its thing, because you need it to go like that. And once you've done that, then you can put that rod back in. So if that'll stay put for a minute, I can pop the rod back in from the right side. And you might need to sort of play with it a little bit to get it for everything to line up, because there's multiple parts it has to go through. There we go. Like that. So the next step is we'll slide this snap ring on just for now, but we're not going to push it all the way on because I may need to pop it right back off again if I need to back off the adjustment, because I've tightened it right up. So, and then we'll put that spring back on like that. There we go. And now this latch is functional, and I can already tell that there's a lot more pressure latching this top down. So let's take a look. Yeah, it's better, way better. There's a lot less movement in the top now. There's always going to be a little bit because it compresses against a rubber seal around here, but that is a lot tighter than it was. And we should go around the other side and check it out as well. Yeah, it's better. I might even tighten it up a tiny bit more, and then we should be all good. So when we just to recap, don't forget to take some pictures and keep track of everything that you take out. So what we're gonna do here, just real quick, I'm just gonna recap what we did. We took these two screws out right here. I have those guys in the cup holder here. There's Loctite on them, so make sure you've got a fresh screwdriver bit and that you're not gonna slip. This snap ring will need to be reattached. You should be able to just push that back onto the rod. It's got a bit of like glue or something on it from the factory, and probably want to clean that off. And I use snap ring pliers to get it off with, and if you're not familiar with those, they look like that. That's what your snap ring pliers look like. So to get that little clip off, I put that in and then I spread it apart like that, and it's quite stiff, so you have to really kind of push on it a little bit to get that off. So just make sure when you reassemble it, you don't forget to put the screws back in, snap that ring back down where it needs to be, and then you should be off to the races. So hope that helps you out, guys. Please like the video, leave me a comment if you have any questions, and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more videos soon.